My TogetherGreen Fellowship project is called the Diversifying the Environmental Movement Forum, and it's a series of 7 dialogues and 4 networking events across the span of a year. We're bringing together communities of color, the environmental community, and all interested parties to really come together to really talk about and find action-oriented solutions to the racial divide that's in the environmental movement within Portland.
I've been working in the environmental movement and the sustainability movement more generally for almost 25 years, and I am sick and tired of going to meetings where everybody looks like me. It is past time for us as a movement to diversify in terms of race, class, sexual orientation, and many, many other dimensions, so that ultimately our movement is as diverse as our country is. And that's ultimately, I think, when we can succeed.
My background is in conservation biology. I found myself in a mainstream environmental organization where I was the only person of color on the conservation staff. If we really want to be more relevant and successful far into the future, especially by 2042 when we're a nation that will be over 50% people of color, we need to be more inclusive. We need to be creating programs and policies that are relevant to communities of color, and also creating policies and practices within our organizations that are providing inclusive atmospheres for everyone.
I believe that Audubon will benefit, and I'll benefit from what I've learned here today. The world is changing. Portland and the region is changing in terms of its demographics. More and more people of color, more and more people from other parts of the world are moving into Portland and living, working, and recreating here. How do we become relevant to those new populations? So it's really important, I believe, for an organization like Audubon to not only be part of it, but actually to lead in this effort.
Over this past year, the whole Diversifying the Environmental Movement Forum series, we've had over 200 people participate, representing over 120 different institutions, government agencies, businesses, nonprofits, academic institutions coming together to talk about these issues. So the forum series itself has been very, very effective at bringing a large amount of people as well as a broad spectrum of people together.
You have to be able to have an idea of the different lenses that other people are wearing, the people that you want to serve, the people that you want to collaborate with. And so I think in order to really do that, you need to have those lenses represented at these retreats so we can get this training and we can share. We've been sharing some very personal experiences here, and people have really let their guards down.
This is tough stuff. These are things that really touch your heart and soul, make you think and reflect, question your belief system, question your assumptions.
It's that attitude of openness and experimentation that has most inspired me at this retreat.
Where do you think your organization falls?
Most environmental professionals and organizations that I've talked to want to do something. There is that verbal support for diversity and inclusion. However, there's a big gap between that interest and then taking action and what to do and how to do it right. And so my purpose for putting together these forums and my project is really to try and bridge that gap and get people who are interested really to that point of taking action, and not just action, effective action that's going to create positive change in their organization. My TogetherGreen Fellowship was really important to really make this happen. The money that was provided for the action projects, I was able to leverage it. And what may have started out as a few forums, we were able to do a forum series. And in addition to the training and the connections I've made with other fellows, that support TogetherGreen has given us has really helped spread the word. I have 2 daughters, and when they came into this world, it started giving me this broader cross-generational look of what really needs to happen. So we have a choice. We have a choice where we could really move forward and create change and create an environmental movement for all, or we could go back to some of our older ways where our environmental movement will only be for a few. So for me, the choice is clear, and it's really important for me on a personal basis to really move forward on these diversity issues, because it's going to make a better place for my girls and their generation, which is going to be the most diverse generation we'll ever see in this country.